Hi there, and welcome back. In the previous video, we showed how you can add assets into your game, and we left you off with a challenge of adding 2 more assets, a ground asset and an enemy asset. So if you did that, great job. We'll quickly go through how to do that. Let's go to Asset Library, double-click on the rectangle, and double-click on triangle. Close the Asset Library, and we can select a rectangle, rename it to ground, and select a triangle, and rename it to enemy. And now we're ready for this video, and in this video we're going to be placing our assets into the scene. So the big space in the middle, this is what's called a scene editor, and this is where you can place your assets. So let's go ahead and place our player into the scene, and we can do that by clicking on the player and holding the mouse button down and dragging it into a scene. And then we can place it where we want it and let go of the mouse, and that's where our asset's going to be placed. And now we have our first asset placed into the scene. Now we can preview our game. And you can preview your game by going at the top right corner, and this play icon, you can click on that, and that will bring up the preview window. Here's our preview window, and we can see how our game looks. So here's our placed circle, and we have nothing else. Another way you can see what will be displayed in the preview is by going into the camera mode. And you can go into the camera mode by going into the top right corner of our scene editor. And this camera icon right here, if we click on that camera icon, we'll enter the camera mode. And now you can see that most of the scene editor is blacked out. And what's not blacked out is the portion that will be seen in our game. So let's add a ground asset to our game. Click and hold it, drag it in, place it at the bottom of our camera. And since we want the ground to cover all across our camera, we can resize our ground by moving our mouse to the side of our ground. And we get that stretch icon. Click and hold, and we can stretch it to where we want it, and do the same on the other side. And now we've added ground into the scene. We can click preview and see how it looks now. That's what we have right now. And now it's time for your challenge. And the challenge is for you to add ground at the top, so it looks like you're in a cave, and then placing some enemies as obstacles so you can avoid them. Something that will look like this. When you're done with that challenge, you're ready for the next video. And in the next video, we're going to be changing colors of our objects.